with us now to talk about the third quarter performance and more importantly, the outlook going forward. Mr. Mohit Malhotra, CEO of the company with us. Mr. Malhotra, great to have you on. Thanks for joining in. Now, you had already sort of kind of prepared the street to temper its expectations, right, with that update that came through. So let's talk about what happens from here. The volume growth is just about 1.2%. Take us through the contours. What do you see ahead? Is there any light at the end of the tunnel in terms of better demand, consumer demand, and how is the fourth quarter shaping up?
Yeah, hi Surabhi, thank you for having me. So I think overall, in terms of the market, we think we've already bottomed out here. So from here, there should be recovery. As you know, rural is already showing a upswing, and I think urban is also bottomed out. We have a lot of expectations from the budget also. Hopefully, I think there will be some sort of softs which will be given to improve the urban demand. And I think because of bottom out, things would only look better from here. Our volume growth has been in the range of around 1.5% odd volume growth, in which our 50% of the portfolio, home and personal care, has had a volume growth of 6%, which is the bellwether of how the economy is doing, which includes hair care, oral care, home care, skin care, etc. Our food business got impacted because it was winter, and the food business got impacted. The core Badshah business has actually grown by 15% in terms of volume, and healthcare also got impacted because of the season being delayed winters and contracted winters for us. So overall, I think it's been a good quarter for us, but for beverages business, and because of season, we got impacted in Chyawanprash specific case. But rest going forward, I think we are targeting a mid-single digit kind of a growth backed by volume only, and low to mid-single digit kind of a volume growth going forward in the next quarter. And for the full year, if the market supports us, then we look at high single digit, partially volume and partially price growth next year.
Mohit, hi, afternoon. So FY26, you're saying, could be 8 to 10% possible?
Yeah, so we are in the process, Prashant, of making our budgets yet, but that's what we should aspire to go, and mid to high single digit kind of a growth rate next year.
And we always talk about the impact of quick commerce on retail companies, but on a company like yours, Mohit, I mean, has there been a discernible impact one way or the other?
Yeah, I think quick commerce is a basic tailwind for us. We've grown quick commerce as a business by 75%. You can imagine, while the GT is suffering, which is general trade is suffering, quick commerce is blowing out of proportion, 75% growth, and it's already contributing to around 50% of our total e-commerce business, which is also grown by around 30% for us. So I think there is it's an emerging channel which we are wanting to double down on in terms of innovation, in terms of engaging and doing joint business planning with them. So that's a definite vector of growth going forward.
How big is the e-commerce part of the business for you?
So total e-commerce contribution is around 8 to 10%, depends upon quarter to quarter. If it's a big billion quarter, it goes up to 10%. Otherwise, it's around 9%, Nigel, broadly.
And you see this number, I mean, going by the kind of growth rate that you're talking about, it'll only go, increase from here on, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
So where do you see it headed then?
So I think year on year, it will only go up because the number of cities that quick commerce people are going is increasing. So there's both organic growth and also inorganic growth. Inorganic growth by way of adding number of towns and cities, and organic growth by adding assortments and increasing the total ticket size. Average order value for quick commerce has moved up from 300 rupees to around 500 rupees. From 500, it will only move on to around 700. So this will go on. So I think 10% broadly is what should be next year going forward, e-commerce contribution to overall business. And within that, quick commerce will be in the range of around 50% or so.
Okay. And they'll stay at 50, quick commerce will stay at 50% of the total e-commerce sales.
Yes, so I imagine for the full year. Because this used to be 30 has become 50, and I think 50 will get sustained over next year, if not grow from there as well.
I guess, Mohit, I mean, all e-commerce, I mean, that's one way, that one viewpoint that all e-com will become quick com. I mean,
Yes,
faster and faster delivery, right?
Yes, absolutely. Correct. But the product portfolio, I think the total spread of the portfolio will only increase from there. Earlier, quick commerce guys were only stocking grocery. Now from grocery, they've expanded their entire portfolio, and also so many of them are also stocking durables. So I think as the assortment grows, the order value will grow and the break-even will become even more faster for them.
The FY26 sort of mid to high single digit volume, I mean, total growth, volume plus price is dependent on some stimulus from the government. You briefly did mention budget.
Yeah, because I think we expect the government to give some sort of support to the consumer spending, because urban India is actually struggling with the real wage growth actually in the negative radar, and the rural real wage growth is actually +5. Urban real growth is in the range of around -7 or -8. So definitely expect the government to do something, but I don't know what will actually happen. But our expectation is definitely there. Yeah.
No, so are your expectations contingent on something coming?
No, not really. No, okay. I think we expect some stops to be given by the government to improve the consumer sentiment from here and increase consumption.
All right, fair enough. Mohit, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us. You started by saying maybe we've hit a bit of a bottom and things should improve with or without a little bit of help from the government with respect to the budget or otherwise. So 1.5% volume growth. Mid-single digit volume growth ahead, and then maybe mid to high single digits in FY26. That's the word coming in from Dabur at this point. Well, the government's received